Welcome to episode 72 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I am Ben Briggs. It's Saturday, people. Saturday, the 11th of January, 2020. Only it's not. It's Monday, people. I know. I'm super late. Super late. You may hear the urgency in my voice this evening. Stop stressing, people. I'm back. I'm 2 days late. Fucking hell. I apologise. I know. Those resolutions, those New Year's resolutions of getting everything out on time has been totally fucked this weekend. I'm sorry about that. I've been grafting, son, haven't I? Grafting, fucking grafting, all weekend. And I can only apologise for the lateness. It's Monday. It's 8:35 on a Monday night. 2 days late, people. I know. I'm trying to be a better person out there. Yeah. I've been anxious, people. I've been suffering with a bit of anxiety this weekend about getting the podcast out. So, if you'd just like to back up a little bit. No. I have been anxious about getting the podcast out because I was like, oh, fucking hell. I thought I'd be able to do it last night. But I got stuck late at a gig and didn't have time. By the time I got back, it was like midnight. And I was like, oh, fuck it. We'll do it Monday now. Won't we? Because it is Monday. So I can only apologise about that, people. It's been a fucking busy weekend. I know you're probably thinking 20 minutes on stage, Ben, is that busy? Not really, is it? Not really that much of a busy time, but it's been a weekend of nice gigs this weekend. I'll give you a little rundown. Friday, I was in Holstead for Pearface Comedy, who are doing like little theatre gigs now and shit like that. And that was really nice. Nice little theatre, the Empire Theatre in Holstead. I don't know where that is, Essex area. I just follow the sat-nav, people. That's it. But it was a nice gig, cracking lineup. I've just been freezing my fucking tits off in green rooms all week. I don't know what it is. Why they can't sort out heating in a green room. But Holstead on Friday night was fucking freezing in there. On stage, it was nice and warm, but the theatre itself is fucking lovely. Like a nice little theatre. I think it holds about 250, 300, something like that. And it was good lineup. Gig went well. There's some good acts on. My old mate, Chris Norton Stalker. Chris Norton Walker was MCing. Did a cracking job, and there was other acts on whose names escape me right now. Chris McCausland was closing it, and Aaron was on. I always get that fucking name mixed up. Aaron and Aaron. Which is which? Just ask them, Ben. Ask them how their name's pronounced. That's it. That's what we do, isn't it? So I was there on Friday night. Saturday night I was in Huntingdon. Commemoration Hall, he says, putting too much emmeration in there. Commemoration Hall in Huntingdon for Pearface again. Fucking hell. I was there Saturday night, which was a really, really fucking nice gig. Really fun gig. Again, a really, really nice venue for it. It's like a theatre venue. Thin long room, but nice stage. Fucking freezing green room again. I was freezing my tits off in there. Maybe that was still thawing out from the night before. But thank you to the audience from Huntingdon. They were fucking really nice and gave a few follows and a few messages and stuff like that on the old social media, which was nice. And a few of the people said they were going to listen to the podcast. So hello to those if they're listening. Sorry, it's late. You will become accustomed. No, you don't need to become accustomed. This is, we're sinking into a hole, new people, new listeners. We're sinking into a hole that we drastically need to drag ourselves out of. We, Ben, are you using the term we when it's just you? I know, people. I know. Yeah, so I need to pull my finger out a bit. But Huntingdon was really nice. It took me fucking ages to find somewhere to park, and I just literally whacked it outside somebody's drive near the city centre because they've got a fucking weird one-way system there. and I kept taking the wrong turn in, and in the end, I just got the ass. I got within within a mile of where it said the gig was, and I thought, fuck it, I'll just dump my car here and hope that I don't get a ticket on a Saturday night. Hope they haven't got, like, eager beaver fucking traffic wardens in Huntingdon, and you haven't. People of Huntingdon, you haven't. So that worked out quite nice. That was a good lineup. President Obonjo Comparing did a great job, and Ivo Graham was opening, and then Gary Delaney headlining. So it was a fucking really great lineup for that gig. I didn't hang around to stay. I was going to stay and watch Gary, but I was just fucking knackered after the gig. And desperate to get back to my car to see if that surprise ticket was on the windscreen. It's always nice if you dump your car in a city centre or something and you think, oh, should I leave it there, should I not? And you come back and there's no ticket on it. That feeling, the excitement, the anticipation of getting back to your car and finding no ticket on it was fucking amazing. Thank you. But it was a really nice gig. And then last night, was an early one. I did some new stuff at Project Mayhem in Birmingham for Shamsaman, who runs a gig there, like a workshopy type, kind of like a workshopy type gig. There used to be a gig years ago that used to run in Birmingham at the Roadhouse in Birmingham. I think the venue's closed now, or I don't know. I think they've redeveloped and ripped it all down there. But there used to be a nice gig where everybody used to go along. I think it used to be like a Monday night or something. It used to run weekly. And people used to just be able to go down, try new material from notes, and just see if some of it flew, some of it didn't. And it didn't really matter that much. Most of the audience. This is something I hate about London gigs. Whereas like most, new material nights down there, very much... just acts like in the audience, and the audience gradually depletes down. But to have a nice supportive night, they're not necessarily that supportive in London, but to have a nice supportive night where you can just go down, try out some new material, and just see what flies, see what doesn't, and just do it from notes and without an audience that are just looking at you as if you got fucking three heads. Because you're working it out, people. And yeah, you're working it out. You're trying to find the funny in there so you can take it to nights like Halstead or Huntingdon, those theatre gigs, and see how it flies. There's a very different sort of the way the gigs are run. Like when you do a theatre gig, it's very, very different. It's all timed to the fucking letter, man. Like, they were, the other night, they were texting and ringing a Bonjo to say, 5-minute call. You get all that shit. That's what you get. It's like proper theatre people there. You get the 5-minute call. They're just clearing the bar now. And all that. Whereas, like, in normal comedy clubs and that, it's a little bit, all right, shall we give them 10 minutes and then... and then see if they're ready for the next section. But it was nice. It's nice doing those sort of gigs. And the audience were really lovely. Bit of an older audience in Huntingdon on Saturday night. And I was a little bit backstage. I was like, oh, fuck. Are they going to hate me or not? It's always, you get that trepidation doing the sort of, well, I suppose all acts get it, but doing the sort of material that I do. Quite dark shit, bit sweary. You always got that thing in the back of your head thinking, oh God, they're gonna fucking hate me, these people. But it just goes to show you can't take it at face value, people, can you? And they were really nice, especially the Huntingdon audience. They were really, really nice. There was a fucking little heckle I got from a woman in a wheelchair at the front, like right at the start, and you're like, oh, fucking hell. Woman in a wheelchair, you can't say anything. But I sort of like managed to get my way out of that. Got a couple of laughs for it as well, and she was fine. So at least I think she was. I don't know. Fucking hell, just bulldozed through it. And keep your head down, son. Stop them snipers taking pot shots out at you. And get on through. That's it. So they were nice. It was a nice weekend of gigging, and then like late last night, back because Project Mayhem had their awards ceremony, which was basically Shams the Man handing out little certificates and shit, like just to thank everybody who supports the club and that, which was nice. It was a good fun night. I thoroughly recommend getting down there if you've got an inkling either for getting into comedy or an inkling into just how the dynamics of working out material for a set, and you want to see the raw footage of comedians sweating and trying to work out material in front of you. It's a good grassroots factory floor. This is where we tried to piece it together sort of a night, and the audience are aware of that as well. Which is quite nice, and it's quite a supportive environment to get that done, and just to try and brush up and explore ideas and shit like that, which is what we all need, people, isn't it? Even you need to explore things in your job, surely. I don't know what jobs you do. Message in with what jobs you do. So apart from that, this weekend I have been preparing. Fucking hell, Ben, preparing for what? 14th of fucking February, I got my fucking hernia up come through. So they originally gave me the 8th. I'm in New York for the 8th, so I can't do that. And then I've managed to fucking blag the 14th. So the old hernia will be gone at that point. My limping around and hanging off the fucking mic stand, as I realised I was doing in Huntingdon the other night. I took a little stroll and the old hernia popped out on stage, and I was like, right, okay, I'll just hang on to the fucking mic stand for a bit. Just not show any expression of the pain I'm in, and just try and get through this. I looked at my watch, I had 15 minutes to do, and I was like, I can't just stand here in front of these people and push my fucking groinal hernia back in front of there was about 250, 300, I think, there as well that night. So it's nice, like, playing to a lot of people. But I didn't think they had that much trust in me. Even though the gig went well, I don't think it would have been that much trust in me that I could have put my hand down my jeans and pushed my hernia back in. So I had to sort of like just grit down, take the pain, and just stand there. And I found myself gripping onto the mic stand, and I thought, do you think can they tell at the minute that I'm in fucking agony at the moment as I'm hanging onto this mic stand? Or that do they? I was trying to pass it off as being cool and nonchalant, hanging off the mic stand, but it may have come off as more like that I was holding myself up there for a moment. But we got through it anyway. That's the main thing. So at least the operation's come through for the 14th of Feb, and it's being done at the old private. No, not that I'm paying private people. I am NHS through and through. But it's being done at the old private hospital, so I get my own room and shit like that. Can't wait for that. So, and a week before that, I'm in New York, so I'm back for about 3 days after New York, and then have the old operation done. So I might be off my feet for a couple of weeks or a few weeks or whatever, depending on if I can get about or not. Crutches, I imagine that will be the thing, won't it? I don't know. I haven't had this before. The thing is, I don't mind telling you, I'm a little bit apprehensive about it. I had my gallbladder taken out like 2018. Like about a year and a half ago. And, almost 2 years ago, something like that. Who knows? It's gone, people. It's gone. The gallbladder is gone, but I had that done. And the worst thing about any sort of operation for me, I don't mind sort of like going in. I don't get, I don't mind all that shit. The thought of them, they knock you out anyway, don't they? But, they fucking completely knock you out anyway. So it's not like somebody I know, who I know has had a groinal hernia done as well, and they kept him awake for the operation. And they said, well, oh, yeah, you can come in early, but we'll keep you. I don't know why that was, whether they were trying out some sort of sadistic operating procedure. Obviously, they give him local anaesthetic or whatever for it, or just chilled him out a bit. I don't know. But he was fucking awake. I remember having, I had a fucking lump. I've got a scar on the side of my head. I had a lump on the side of my head. And I remember them just give me a local anaesthetic for that. And I could feel them cutting through the hair, and you can feel like the blood trickling down and shit like that. It doesn't feel painful, but you can still feel them doing it. And for me, being knocked out in an operation is the best thing. I don't think I could stick it if they were keeping me awake for it. But the worst thing for me is just that cannula that goes in the back of your hand. Just the thought, man. Even now, the thought of it is making my fucking palms sweaty. The thought of the cannula being put in my hand. I had that done when I had my gallbladder out, and it wasn't that bad. And I'm just hoping that it's not going to be as bad. It was just felt like a little bit uncomfortable, and then the geezer was like, okay, right, so this is just going to feel like you've had a couple of gin and tonics. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's great. And then it just started the injection, and I was like, bang, out for the count. The best sleep, I think one of the best sleeps I've ever had in my life, that is. You can see why Michael Jackson used to take sleeping pills every night, probably so he could get to sleep. The amount of bum holes he's been looking at, I don't know. Come on, people, let's calm down. But yeah, that was the worst thing about it, like having the cannula in the back of the hand, and then them taking it out again after the operation. And then I was all right. I was up. It was when the World Cup was on, so 2018 when the World Cup was on, because I remember waking up and they had the football on in the recovery room, and I was like, this is fucking wicked. I've had the best sleep of my life, and I've just woke up watching the fucking Brazil game, I think, or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. Let's not go into details, people, yeah? But anyway, so, like, I'm sort of, like, preparing for that. Mentally, people, yeah? Mentally preparing for that. And also preparing to go to New York with the old tick-off list and all that shit. This is what happens, innit? You have to have a little tick-off list for every time you go on holiday, don't you? You know, make sure you got your tickets, money, passport. That's it. That's what my mum always says. Tickets, money, passport. Everything else you can buy there. Innit? That's all you need. As long as you got your tickets, your money, your passport. Yes, Ben, we get it. You've said it 3 times now. It's as if you're padding for something. I know. But yeah, that's all you need, innit? But I've been like, then I over-elaborate and start overthinking about the shit I need. It's about an 8-hour flight, something like that. I need a pillow, and I can't have those neck pillows because I don't know who invented those neck pillows, but they are fucking the most uncomfortable. I don't know. They're everywhere. They're in airports. You type in, flight pillow or something, and it'll come up with that. Obviously, I'm describing it when I'm Googling it. But I just want a little tiny little pillow that can just, because I've got a window seat, just in case I need to look out the window. If you're hit in an airstrike or something like that, it's over, people, isn't it? That's it. You get a missile up your ass on the plane or something like that. It's been displayed this week. There's nothing they can do. You might as well just, I swear to God, I must have read this somewhere. Either that or I've made it up. I don't know. But I'm claiming this to be a true thing. The reason they get you to lean forward is so, when the plane crashes, if it's going to hit head on with something, it instantly breaks your neck and puts you out of your misery. I don't know. Knowing my luck, I'll be pop my head up or something and just break my neck and not die. That's what somebody's told me anyway. I don't know whether that's true. I used to drink a lot in pubs. You pick up these random bits of information from other drunk bastards in pubs and go, oh, I'm going to use that. That sounds reasonable. And then everybody, when you come out with it, you're all probably sitting there at the minute thinking, Ben, you're full of fucking shit, mate. That is bullshit. I don't know. How did we get onto that? I don't know. Let's have a bit of tea and think about that. Preparing, wasn't it? Yeah. Preparing for flights. So, so like I found myself a little pillow I can take. I've got a little blanket I can put over myself. My full intention is what I usually do. I've got a gig the night before I fly out. So what I'm going to do is stay up that night. My flight's about 8 o'clock the next morning. So I need to drive down to Heathrow, park the old Blue Bullet up, get the old bus into Terminal 3, and then head out. And I think by that point, I'll be that knackered. I think the last time I went to America, Chicago, a couple of years ago, and I put my head on the pillow on the fucking runway. I think I was more or less dozing as we were taking off and then woke up with very little time to go, with about 45 minutes to go. That was a fucking dream flight. That's what they ought to do. They ought to pump in some sort of sleeping gas so everybody can just fall asleep. Not the pilots, obviously. That'd be the shortest flight ever. Just pump in that. I'd be up for that. Where you could just like fall asleep, wake up, and then you got like half an hour to prepare for landing. And that would do me fine. Because I'm flying over on my own now. I'm flying over there on my own. I'm going to have 2 fucking people next to me who I don't fucking know. Who I've got to squeeze by every time I need a piss. So that's why I don't drink on flights either. Because like my fucking bladder seems to, like at the age of 42 now, my bladder seems to like produce more fluids than I'm actually taking in. So I have to be one of those, excuse me, can I just get by, please? Because I need to go to the toilet. And they're bound to be asleep, aren't they? So then I've got to wake them up, and I can't touch them to wake them up, can I? Because they'll fucking scream. I don't know. These are all things I'm going through. The things that are like I'm running through the scenarios in my head at the moment. So I've got the window seat because I don't want to have the aisle seat. The aisle seat, I should have gone for the aisle seat, but then you can't fucking put your pillow against anything, can you? All you got to do is like lean into your right then, or your left, depending on what side you're on. But you're leaning into a complete stranger then, aren't you? Or you're leaning out to the aisle where somebody's bound to fucking knock your head as they waddle through to the toilet. So now I'm stuck in the window seat, and I've got 2 other seats to get by, hoping that they're awake for the rest of the flight, or I just urinate, or I'll just take an empty bottle with me. That could be the solution. Just take a wee, just whip it out. Don't mind me. As somebody's next to you, just looking at you a bit strange. Well, it's either this or you have to stand up. Which one are you going to go for? Hey? I don't know. Maybe that. But anyway, so that's what I've been preparing for. I bought some new trainers. Fucking hell, Ben. Some more new trainers, yeah. Bought some new trainers, a fucking new T-shirts, because I fucking destroy my T-shirts because I wear them under gigging, and then because you're constantly like sweating, either getting hot or cold, or fucking the old nerves start kicking in. I destroy the T-shirts that I wear under my sweatshirts. Just the arms are just hanging out of them. I'm sorry for the graphic detail, people, but this is giving you a behind-the-curtain look into the pain that we suffer, the T-shirts that we destroy as stand-up comedians. It's a little bit too graphic for some. I know, people. Anyway, what are we on? 24 minutes. The thing is, I was going to do adverts in this, but literally, I'm going to be sitting in this position on my fucking sofa, drinking tea within 24 hours. Because we're catching up, baby. That's what we're doing. We're catching up. None of this 2 days later shit for the next one. It's coming out tomorrow. It's due out on Tuesday. We're doing it Tuesday. Yeah? Okay, so I was going to do some adverts, but I'll save them for tomorrow's episode. So, let's have a little look at the weird shit that's been going on in the news this week. There was that weird shit, weren't there? Fucking hell. People of America and other countries, you may not have heard of this. People of this country, you may not have heard of this. The woman who posed as a boy to get a woman dresses as boy. Here we go. I had it Googled earlier and it's gone. Innit? Just fucking hell. First thing that comes up is transvestitism. Yeah, that's not the story I'm looking for, people. Let's have a look. Woman who posed as boy to sexually assault up to 50 girls is jailed. Too fucking right. Thank God. Finally. There's a woman out there doing it as well. It's not just fucking seedy middle-aged men. Obviously, this is a horrendous story. Gemma Watts pleads guilty to 7 sexual assault and grooming charges. There's a picture of her. 2 images of Gemma Watts, 21, who has been jailed for 8 years for posing as a teenage boy to groom and sexually assault girls. I imagine they weren't giving the lad anything back when she was dressed as a lad, because that would have been spotted straight away, wouldn't it? Oh, no, I'll just finger you. It's okay. Do you not want me to wank you off or anything? No. It's all right. I'm fine. I'm all about the giving, baby. All about the giving. You don't want a blowjob or anything? No, it's fine. It's fine. A woman who poses as a teenage boy to groom girls as young as 13 on... Oh, fucking hell. That's a bit sick, isn't it? Yeah. Jesus. You know, I thought they were going to be about 16, 17, something like that, 18. Not that grooming them's still good, but Jesus. Underage. Online and travel around the country. Jesus. To sexually abuse them has been jailed for 8 years. Too fucking right. Some of the vulnerable girls targeted by Gemma Watch 21 were so traumatized by their ordeals and sense of betrayal that they have self-harm or tried to kill themselves. Fuck. That sucks all the fucking comedy out of this story, doesn't it? Jesus. Some of the vulnerable girls, Watts, who used the alias Jake Watton. Fucking hell. You might as well just call yourself Gemma. Any closer you want to get to your name, was jailed for 7 offences involving 4 girls. Officers said many of the victims would only realise they had been tricked by Watts. Now she had been jailed and a case widely publicised. When she met victims in person, she tied her own hair up in a bun and wore a baseball cap, baggy jogging bottoms and a hoodie to convince and a fucking strap-on, I imagine. Watts was so convincing that she even spent lengthy spells as Jake with some of the girls' parents. Fucking hell. She was only caught when she went into the ladies' toilet. When she was never seen pissing into your urinal. After she was arrested, Watts told police she saw it as a game and claimed I was only trying to cheer them up. Fucking hell. With a couple of fingers. Oh! The judge, Susan, how was she caught? Does it say how she was caught? Judge said it was wearing... Evans accepted Watts had a low IQ, was immature, had issues about her own sexuality, had no previous convictions, but she said some of the abuse was sustained. Fucking, yeah, man. When the girl questioned Watts over her breasts, she said they were man boobs that had appeared when she was overweight. Oh, man. And that went down, did it? That's my, what about your vagina? That's my mangina. That's my, mangina. That appeared when I was overweight as well. My mangina appeared when I watched Sex and the City 2. It just appeared overnight when I read Cosmopolitan. Oh, fucking hell. Jesus. I know there's naive. You know, they're kids, aren't they? Fucking hell. Jesus. What a fucking horrendous story that is. In a victim impact statement, the teenager said her heart exploded when she found out Jake was an adult woman. Fuck me. Jesus. 8 years. Fucking too right. The girl was excited receiving her first proper kiss, and the youngest victim was fucking 13. She's banged up. Anyway, she doesn't look very convincing as a fucking boy. To be honest, she looks vaguely more attractive as a boy than a girl. I don't know, man. Fucking hell. Jesus. What a horrendous story. Anyway, let's move on to something lighter. You see, this is why I should read the stories before I actually fucking, just instead of just reading the headline. Here we go. Here's one. This has got to be fucking a little bit lighter-hearted, surely. Man suffers 3-day erection after taking sexual stimulant used to breed bulls. Thank you for lightening the load of this podcast. Man who had the 3-day erection. Oh, we're back. The unnamed man, no shit, he's going to stay unnamed, whose age is also unknown, travelled to Veracruz in East Mexico to buy the stimulant as part of an exciting plan to have sex with a 30-year-old woman. Are you sure it was a 30-year-old woman? Could have been a 30-year-old man just tucking it under. Who knows these days? A man had been rushed to hospital after taking a sexual stimulant used to breeding bulls that left him with a 3-day erection. That's not bad. 3 days is all right, isn't it? You can live with that, can't you? As long as you haven't, got to do anything in spandex. The man in Mexico's name, age is unknown. He's believed to have taken the stimulant as excitedly planned to. Why are they repeating this? However, he ended up needing surgery to tackle the persistent engorgement, just cock, at Specialist Hospital. Have they got Specialist Hospital? You need to go to the Specialist fucking massive dong hard-on hospital. That's just down the road. Doctors told the newspaper they're selling their story. No such thing as patient confidentiality out there. He had taken a sexual stimulant which he bought in Veracruz, used by farmers in that region to invigorate bulls for insemination. Wank. There's a fucking picture of him as well, and they've pixelated out his cock. The man is claimed to have travelled to buy the stimulant. He underwent surgery, but there have been no updates on his condition. I don't know. Last October, Dad from it. That's a bit of a non-story, isn't it? Man has erection for 3 days. No updates on his condition. He's coming down, even as we speak. He's getting less and less hard. Last October, a dad from East London had an operation to remove part of his penis to stop his constant pain for erections that lasted 3 days. James Mudd, unfortunate name, 38, had his embarrassing problem began after a motorbike accident just before Christmas of 2015. Straight over the handlebars, I imagine. Summit split. He had corrective surgery and screws put in his neck. Fucking hell, that's not going to help you. And also suffered post-traumatic stress disorder. Of course he did. We all do these days. After the crash, was given antidepressants, and then he got a wedge on after that for 3 days. There's a lot of penis problems in there out there. 3-day erection. I mean, I bet he could have fucked a bull with that, couldn't he? Jesus. 3-day erection. Never mind. It sounds like he's getting better now. Hey, you got the guy with a 3-day erection? No, not at all. What's that tucked under your fucking belt? Hey, why are you wearing those MC Hammer fucking trousers from the 80s? Just trying to cover something up. Oh, I don't know, people. Anyway, we got through it. That's episode 72. I will be back literally within 24 hours, people. We've bashed out this one. It's going to be a little bit more organised tomorrow. And that's that. If you've got any questions or anything you want to send me, or any questions you want to pose me, just message me at podcast@benbriggs.co.uk. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you. I'll be back on Tuesday, motherfuckers, which is tomorrow. Take care till then.